John Beltran, Dave Urick back from Bee Digger Stadium as the captains are out at midfield. Head coach of the Eagles, Levi Kramer, assisted by Terry J., Dave Henson, Brian Andrews, Dustin Dunn, and Brad Weiss. The Bee Diggers coached by Randy Dreitz in his 14th year, assisted by Ron Albo, Lance Schwint, Dick Creighton, Matt Manier, David Cummings, and Court Marquez. And Jake Brown out there for the toss, along with Jacob Nichols and Kalen Brandt. So we're moments away from the start of the 2013 Colorado High School football season. Again, you can follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports. You follow us on Twitter and you turn on mobile notifications right there when you get to KSIR Sports. After you follow us, then you'll receive scoring updates as they happen on demand. In fact, we let you know already that this game was delayed by lightning, the start of this game. The 7 o'clock start will be at officially 7:22, maybe 7:23 once the coin toss has been decided. And I would think, Dave, that sometimes you go with a strategy of playing defense first, but with this Bee Digger offense, if you can take the ball now, you'll go for it and put some pressure on that Wray defense. Looks like the Bee Diggers did win the toss based on the conversation. Let's see if I'm right or not. And yep, the Bee Diggers have won the toss, and they will receive. So, Dave, already off to a good start.
Yep, it's nice to win something already. But, that doesn't surprise me. We want the ball, and we're talking about what a powerful offense we have, and this is just awesome to be able to get the ball and just get after them right off the bat.
No doubt. Opening kickoff brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Let the State Farm Insurance office of Greg Mullen and Brush help you find the best policy to fit your life, home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call, 842-4555. And there's no official kicker listed for Wray.
John, our field looks so amazing. Coach Quinlan and his crew have all the lines painted out there. And Darlene Miner over here with the band. Every time she starts our ball games, it just puts goosebumps on everybody's back. And we take so much for granted around here with some of the great kids and great teachers and programs that we have.
Yeah, some amazing talent. Looks like Austin Clapper will kick it off, the 5'10", 150-pound senior. Kyle Rosenbrock back deep to receive. I think it's been a while since the Bee Diggers have returned a kickoff for a touchdown. I don't remember one recently. I could be wrong about that.
You predicted this, aren't you? If they kick it to Rosenbrock, that could be one of the biggest mistakes I've seen.
Well, we'll find out. It'll be a good indication of how solid the special teams is. And hopefully Wray won't do something quirky like a squib kick or something to get the Bee Diggers thinking differently.
Well, they got the ball in the middle of the field, 5 guys on each side of the kicker, and the way he's lining up, he looks like he's a toe kicker, so it looks like they're going to charge straight ahead.
So Clapper to kick it off. And this one is pretty short. It's going to be fielded up there by Eddie Arribas at the 25-yard line, to his left across the 30 towards the sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 35. It was the kicker, I should say, Austin Clapper. Knocked him out of bounds. The Bee Diggers will have the football at the 37, a return of about 12 yards. As we mentioned, the starting quarterback is Kyle Rosenbrock. And he'll have plenty of weapons in that backfield, and he's a weapon of his own. Mitch Tormolin, running-wise, was a very good weapon as on the bootleg. And, of course, he certainly was a threat just because he could throw the football. 3 in the backfield. Peterson, Baker. And I don't think that's Arribas back there. I think that's another back they've thrown in there. 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at their own 37-yard line. Rosenbrock is going to hand it off right up the gut. And a gain of about 3 to the 40-yard line. And the ball carrier is Randy Baker. He was tackled over there by Adam Swanson, a 5'9", 130-pound junior. 2nd down and 7 for Brush.
So they come out in that T backfield. 3 backs, fullbacks right behind the quarterback. Just ran that dive over here on the left side. That's a decent gain, 3 yards.
Well, the Bee Diggers will take it. Arribas is in that backfield with Baker and Peterson. 2nd down and 7 from their own 40-yard line. In motion to the right is Peterson. Rosenbrock will hand it off up the middle, and Baker has nothing. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Immediate penetration over there by Greg Parasett, a junior defensive back, 5'6", 135. So they were cheating up there. 3rd down and 7 for Brush.
Wray had 6 guys up there on that line of scrimmage. They used to run a split 6 defense with 2 linebackers kind of right over the top of the guards, and that's not what they're doing now, but they did have 6 defensive linemen up there trying to stop our running game.
Mikey Gutierrez checks into the game. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. On the inside slot is Baker on 3rd and 7. Man in motion to the left. That's Nico Guzman. Rosenbrock on the bootleg right. Speed to the outside across the 40 to the 45. First down to the 50. Along the sideline to the 40. Inside the 40 to about the 38, maybe the 37-yard line. Kyler Churchwell made the tackle, but that is a gain of 22 yards for Kyle Rosenbrock and a first down. Nothing but speed for KR.
Yeah, just doing a good job. He's smart. You know, he's got to make a read out there. I don't know if they're, honestly, I don't know if they're reading a defensive end or if they were going to read somebody deeper down the field like the corner, but he held on to the ball. There was nobody coming up to make a hit. Once he turned the corner and got his shoulders uphill, he was just turning on the afterburners.
1st and 10 for the Bead Diggers at the 38-yard line of Wray. In motion to the right is Arribas. Rosenbrock with a long count will hand it off on the counter, running left and diving right back to the line of scrimmage is Peterson. Tackle was made by Baylor Buck, the 5'11", 165-pound defensive back. They've got some DBs making plays. 2nd down and 10.
Yep, so we were in that T backfield, and what that looked like was, even with the T backs and not running out of the wing T, it was like a 37. So all those ex-Diggers out there, still running the same offense, just with a different look.
Kalen Brandt checks in. Nico Guzman is out. 9:42 to go, opening quarter. No score between the Bead Diggers and the Wray Eagles. 2nd down and 10 on the opening drive of the game for the Bead Diggers at the Wray 38-yard line. 3 in the backfield. Rosenbrock hands it off left side. Baker swings it to the outside, but he's getting back to the line of scrimmage, and he's tackled by about 4 Eagles. Might have even lost half a yard. The initial penetration by Cameron Hoff, only a freshman, and then you had 3 or 4 other guys in there to make the play. 3rd down and 10 to go for Brush at the Wray 38.
Yep, so the equivalent of that play would have been like a 46 or a 47. That would have been a 47, where our halfback led blocked on the defensive end.
Trips to the right. The outside receivers, Jake Brown. Gutierrez, the lone setback. 3rd and 10 for Brush at the Wray 38. Rosenbrock is back to throw. Here comes the pressure. Rolls to his right. Still rolling, still rolling. He might take off. Flag is down. Throws it towards the end zone. The pass is caught along the sideline. Inbounds is Peterson, or was he knocked out of bounds? Yeah, he was out of bounds. And we'll find out if that flag is against the Bead Diggers. It's sitting back at the Wray 45, which means that could be more than a 10-yard penalty if it's against Brush. Holding Bead Diggers. The question is, do they decline it and make it 4th and 10? Or is that going to be a penalty that could be back to the 50-yard line because it was thrown behind the scrimmage? That is, and that's a spot foul. But they will decline it. So it's an incomplete pass as Peterson caught it, but he was out of bounds. 4th down and 10. And, Dave, I don't think it's a surprise that Coach Dreitz is going to go for it with 8:44 to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Kramer was thinking Coach Dreitz would go with the percentages and punt the ball, but, we just don't do that. If we have the ball on the 50 or a little bit more on their side of the field, we usually go for it.
Eddie Arribas checks in for Alec Peterson. 4th and 10 for the Bead Diggers at the Wray 38-yard line. Got to get up to the line of scrimmage. They took some time in that huddle. 3 in the backfield. They're bunched in tight. On 4th down and 10. 3 on the play clock. Rosenbrock's got to get it off. A man is in motion to the left, and does he get it off? No. Did not get it off, and you could see, Dave, that with the amount of time that expired while they were in the huddle, that unless it was a quick count, it wasn't going to work. Now it's 4th down and 15 from the 43, and I think they're going to bring in the punt team.
Yep, sending 3 guys out there. I see one of them's Shaver, another one Aaron Williams. Looks like Junior Cookie Barraza hustling out there, number 51.
Kyle Rosenbrock to punt. Back deep to receive is Bo Beckman, only a sophomore. Rosenbrock at his own 42. Beckman standing, I should say, at the Wray 10. Awaiting the snap is Rosenbrock. It's a low one, but he scoops it. Gets it off a beautiful spiraling punt. Beckman backs up and it bounces towards the end zone, and that's going to be into the end zone. A punt of 43 yards, a net of 20 for Kyle Rosenbrock. So with 8:37 to go in the opening quarter, Wray has their first possession. No score as they take over at the 20-yard line. And as Dave said earlier, let's see what the Bee Digger defense can do because there are some areas that are a little bit untested.
Yep, we're just going to have to see how good a job we do reading our keys and staying disciplined. It's nice to get this game out of the way now with the single wing. I used to hate to coach against teams like this because, you have to spend so much time teaching the guys what they're seeing up there and having to pay attention to those unusual things like unbalanced. And see, they're coming out in unbalanced right now.
First down and 10. Hard line. Looks like Buck is in that backfield. No, it's a big hole across the 25 to the 28-yard line. That was hit by Alec Peterson and Nico Guzman, but close to a gain of 8. Second down and 2 for Wray.
Yeah, they had all that motion going on there in the backfield, and the guy, I don't know, the spinner that caught the snap, he just spun around and handed it off to Ellis, and Ellis just ran straight ahead. And a lot of our defenses was worried about that other slot back that was running out to the left side.
Yeah, the direct snap goes to Clapper, running left side, doesn't have much. In fact, maybe a yard to the 29. The ball is loose, and the Bee Diggers, I think, fell on it at the 30, unless the play was dead, but I don't think it was dead, Dave. And I think the Bee Diggers have recovered the fumble at the 30-yard line.
You betcha.
And they have. And that fumble for Brush was recovered by Jose Rodriguez.
Yep, they had him stood up there, and a couple guys had him. Another guy must have come in there and started ripping and tearing to get that football out of there. And what a great way to set that precedence this year that we're gonna be in the plus category for turnovers.
Well, +1 so far as the Bee Diggers have the football at the Wray 30-yard line with 7:54 to go in the opening quarter. No score. Follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports. Turn on mobile notifications. You'll get immediate updates as they happen. Trips to the left. One setback. Back to throw is Rosenbrock on first down over the middle. That's incomplete. Baker was well covered at the 20-yard line. Rosenbrock, I think, airmailed that on purpose because he knew he didn't have a play.
Yeah, he was about 2 yards too high for anybody to touch it. But he had good pass protection. He was able to drop straight back and throw the ball and didn't have a lot of pressure.
And that's a smart play, Dave. Sometimes an incomplete is a good pass because
Absolutely.
when you don't have anything there, you can force it, and then you turn it right back over.
Yeah, Wray had good coverage.
Second down and 10. Guzman and Baker are the receivers to the right. Peterson out to the left with Brown. Mikey Gutierrez is the lone setback. Back to throw. To his left. The pass is complete to Peterson. Peterson breaking a tackle to the 10, to the 6-yard line. A first down off that little slant to Alec Peterson. He made a move on the defender after a 5-yard pass, and he brings it down all the way to the 5-yard line. A gain of 25 in the pass from Rosenbrock to Alec Peterson.
And that's that athleticism. You talk about the people that are out there on the field. We have so much depth with guys that can do something with the ball. And boy, he got the ball and did a good job of tucking it away before he ran with it.
All right, they'll mark it officially at the 6, a gain of 24, but close to 25. First and 10 for the Bee Diggers. Make it first and goal. 3 in the backfield. Rosenbrock will hand it off left side to Baker inside the 5, backing his way towards the goal line. Is he in? He's very close. He's down at the 1. It's a gain of 5 for Randy Baker, a strong run for the senior. And second down and goal for the Bee Diggers, approaching the 7-minute and 10-second mark as they are at the 1-yard line.
Yep, so that was like that 47 again with our running back lead blocking on the defensive end. And Baker, once he got contacted there, he didn't just go down, kept driving his feet and actually turned backwards and backed his way towards the goal line, like you said.
Arribas, Gutierrez, Peterson in the backfield. Second and goal from the 1. Rosenbrock hands it off left side. Touchdown, Gutierrez. The junior scores, and the Bee Diggers have the first points of the season with 6:47 to go. Brush leads by a score of 6-0, and that first Brush score of the game brought to you by MMI International. Before your next mixer or feeder truck purchase, compare the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. Call them at 842-5161 MMI International. Let's see what happens with the extra point now.
You know, Coach Dreit's making a statement, running to the left over there behind Maverick Seawald and I think Jake Brown. Those guys doing a good job blocking over there, enabling Brush to run off tackle.
Javier Munoz to attempt the extra point. Snap is low, the kick is up, and that one is inside the left upright. It's good. 6:47 to go. We're in the first quarter. Brush 7, Wray nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Bay Diggers capitalized on a fumble by Austin Clapper. Mikey Gutierrez scores from a yard out. The drive took 1 minute 7 seconds. Bay Diggers now with a lead by a score of 7-0 as Javier Munoz made the extra point. Omar Fierro to kick it off. Kyler Churchwell back deep, and this is a short kick. It'll be fielded at the 21 to the 25-yard line, running straight ahead to the 35. There's some daylight across the 35 to the 38. And that is David Ruiz. Nico Guzman made the tackle, but a return of 17 yards. And David got to still shore up that special teams there.
Yep, if you're going to kick her short, you better make sure you're making the tackle there pretty quick. Got to get that coverage down the field in a hurry.
So here come the Eagles up to the line of scrimmage.
They're back out there in that single wing again, unbalanced on this side. So that means they have a guard, 2 tackles, and a tight end over here, plus a slot back that's playing about a yard back. So they have a lot of blockers over here, which makes our whole defense have to shift over 1, maybe 1.5 positions.
Dave, is it me or is it getting steamy up here? I'm pretty hot right now. I'm starting to sweat.
No, I'll tell you what, it's exciting. That's why.
Oh, no, trust me. I'm not complaining. I love the warm weather. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Bee Diggers up 7-0. The direct snap is going to go to Baylor Buck, and running to his left and being thrown for a loss by Kyle Rosenbrock. Looks like Bo Beckman out there. He went from the 38-yard line to the 37, although he's tackled at the 36. They gave him some forward progress. 2nd down and 11. Rosenbrock, you're not going to run by him.
No, if he's able to see where it's at, he's going to run down most people.
2nd down and a long 11 from their own 37-yard line. You can follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports. Get immediate notifications. 2nd down and 11. And the Bee Diggers moved on the right side. And that's why you have to watch the ball. That'll be an offside against Brush.
Yep, our nose guard jumped. He was right on top of the ball and fell for the hard count. Brush is running a 5-3 defense, by the way.
Be a 2nd down and 6 now with a football at the 43-yard line for Wray. Big play on that Brush drive was the 24-yard pass from Rosenbrock to Alec Peterson. 2nd and 6 from the 43. Let's see who gets the direct snap. And the ball is fumbled there. It's taken over there maybe by Clapper or Beckman across the 45 to the 47. I mean, they're jumbled up there. And, well, that was pretty quick, Dave. It was
Beckman.
It was Beckman, a gain of close to 5. Seawald made the tackle. 3rd down and a long 1. That ball at about the 47.5-yard line. Got to get to just shy of the 49. 5:19 to go first quarter. Brush 7, Wray nothing. Ray's 2nd possession of the game. The first was a fumble by Austin Clapper, recovered by Jose Rodriguez. On 3rd down and a long 1. Play clock to 3. There's the snap. Right up the gut towards the yard marker. 1st down. That looks like Buck across the 50 to the 49 with all that spinning. Got to really keep your eyes on the ball carrier. Chase Klein and Kyle Rosenbrock made the tackle, but a gain of 4. And Wray is in Brush territory as we're under 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
You know, we put a pretty good hit on him, didn't we, right there at the line of scrimmage, but I'll tell you what, Buck did a good job at driving his legs, and all of a sudden he broke 1 tackle and surged ahead for about 3 more yards.
1st and 10 for the Eagles at the Bee Digger 49-yard line. Brush with a 7-0 lead on Mikey Gutierrez's 1-yard run. Awaiting the snap to Buck. Back to throw. 3-step drop. Setting up the screen over the middle. That pass is caught at the 50. And an excellent tackle at the 48-yard line. Rosenbrock came up and made the play. Just a gain of 1, maybe 2. Jonas Cure, the senior, made the catch. The tight end at 6 foot 175. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. That could have been disaster if Rosenbrock wasn't there.
You know, and all of our defensive line and our and our defensive ends, they were all going after that quarterback, so they set that up beautifully. And Rosenbrock just did a good job reading it and making that low tackle with his head in front of his legs.
2nd down and 8 at the Beet Digger 47-yard line. Direct snap to Buck. He's going to hand it off on the right side and being thrown for a loss. Alec Peterson does the job this time. There was other penetration, and the ball carrier was Alec Ellis. 5'8", 170, but thrown for a loss. And loss of 1 back to the 48, 3rd down and 9 to go. The Beet Diggers have strung out that play wide to the left or to the right.
Yeah, Peterson's playing. Usually we have some really big, tall defensive ends. Peterson, he's not so tall, but he's awful smart. He knows the game and very disciplined. I've watched him on a few plays where he's really controlling that outside shoulder of the outside blocker of Wray.
3rd down and 9 at the 48-yard line of Brush in a shotgun formation. And a long count, and we're going to have a penalty flag thrown against the Eagles.
Yeah, their wide receiver out here right in front of the Brush bench. He was 25 yards away from the ball that's in the middle of the field, and he just kind of jumped a little bit like somebody snuck up behind him and scared him.
So now it's 3rd and 14 at their own 47-yard line. Nobody put it better than Dave Uhrig.
I think one of our players probably went boo or something like that to him down there, and it made him jump.
Right.
It's fair.
What a great way to spend a Friday night. Huh?
It's a beautiful thing.
3rd down and 14 for the 47-yard line. Wray on their own side of the field. Shotgun for Buck. Here comes the pressure up the middle. Heaves it deep up the right sideline, and it's incomplete. Well covered was the receiver out there for Wray. Kyler Churchwell. He was blanketed by Alec Peterson and Jake Brown. No way he could squeeze in that pass. It's 4th down and 14 with 3:06 to go in the opening quarter. And the Eagles, you would think, are going to punt the football away.
Yeah, if we had one guy in front and one guy behind, there was no way that he was going to be able to complete that pass.
I'm surprised he went there, Dave. Normally, when somebody's double covered, you look to your secondary receiver. But, sometimes you can tell when a quarterback is telegraphing their passes, and he was looking that direction the whole time.
Yep, that's for sure. He didn't need to because he only needed to pick up 15 yards. He threw the thing 30 yards down the field.
Rosenbrock and Baker back to receive at the 20-yard line. They're not standing too far back. And let's see who's going to punt. It's going to be Churchwell at his own 34-yard line. Yeah, they're not anticipating much of a punt. They're not that far off the line of scrimmage. 4th down and 14. The snap is perfect. Churchwell gets it all very short and fluttering down the middle of the field. Bounces at the 33. It'll take a Wray roll. And it's down to the 22-yard line, so they certainly did the right thing. A punt of 31 yards, and the Beet Diggers will be beginning their 3rd drive here in the opening quarter, leading Wray by a score of 7-0. We did start this game 22 minutes late because of a lightning delay during warm-ups. And the Beet Diggers have turned on the heat here in the opening quarter. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. The lone setback is Eddie Arribas on 1st and 10 from the 22. Rosenbrock is back to throw. Pressure coming. Sets up. Throws it deep towards the middle. It's incomplete. Baker had a step on the defender at the Wray 45-yard line, but he overshot him at 2nd down and 10. And the one thing that Rosenbrock showed there, Dave, is that he just tossed that ball up there, and it flew about 40 yards.
Yeah, he's got an arm. And you know what I was so impressed with is, the pressure was there on the outside, but he stepped up in the pocket. He didn't panic. He just stood in there. He took a couple steps forward and threw the ball, even though there was guys closing in on him.
2nd down and 10 for the Beet Diggers at their own 22-yard line. Again, 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. Let's see what the Beet Diggers decide to do. Will they run the football instead? There's the handoff up the middle to the 25-yard line, back to the 30. A 1st down to the 35-yard line. That's the junior, Mikey Gutierrez, with a big run. It's a gain of 13 before he was brought down, and the Beet Diggers get out of that 2nd and 10 hole on one play.
Yeah, what a nice play, too. We had them spread out, so they had to break out of their 6-man front, which has been slowing our running game down. Made them start thinking we were going to pass the ball, and tell you what, Mikey did a good job of finding that hole and shooting through there.
2nd down and 10 at the 35-yard line. Check that, 1st and 10, They just worked out of the 2nd and 10. Again, 2 receivers split each side. The lone setback this time is Arribas. Rosenbrock working the clock a little bit. And he will keep it to his left to the 40-yard line, across the 50, still on his feet, down the sideline to the 30, to the 20. Rosenbrock by himself at the 10. 5, touchdown on a keeper to his left. Rosenbrock goes the distance, 65 yards, and the Beat Diggers lead 13-0. Holy mahungus.
I'll tell you what, he's just so explosive. You know, they run that option over here, and if those kids aren't going to tackle that quarterback, if they're going to key on that running back, Rosenbrock's just going to keep it and run away from people. And he showed strength right here in front of us. It was on about the 45, 50-yard line. A kid came up and tried to put a hit on him, but it didn't faze him. He just brushed him off with his thigh and ran right past him.
Dave, I tell you, that caught me by surprise. I thought, okay, he'd get a few yards here, but he broke one tackle and he was gone. Javier Munoz to attempt the extra point. It is up. It's a line drive, and that is right down the middle. 2:11 to go. First quarter. Brush 14. Ray nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Beat Diggers with a 65-yard run from Kyle Rosenbrock. 3 plays, 78 yards in 45 seconds. Extra point was good. And it's now a 14-0 lead for Brush. With 2:11 to go in the first. Short kick. It's taken at the 28-yard line, straight ahead across the 35 to the 40. That's the same player that had the previous one, David Ruiz. And, good field position once again, as Tristan Volk made the tackle for the Beat Diggers. But that field position hasn't phased the Brush defense, Dave.
Nope. This last series we did a good job of zeroing in and reading our keys, and it all started with that really big tackle that Rosenbrock made out there in front of the Ray bench. Threw him for loss right off the bat.
1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 40-yard line. Direct snap right up the gut across the 40 and still on his feet to the 45. That looked like the big fullback, Alec Ellis. Nico Guzman makes the play. 2nd down and 5 to go for Ray.
Ellis has got 14 yards on 4 carries. Picking up some good yards, churning his feet, but I'll tell you what, it's just some tough running there in the middle between those tackles.
Yeah, and the Beat Diggers are staying physical with his team. 2nd down and 5. At the 45, Ray on their own side of the field. Again, a shotgun formation. Receiver split each side. A hard count. That direct snap. There's 2 handoffs. Running to his left is Beckman, the freshman. And Mikey Gutierrez is going to throw him down. And then coming from the backside is Eddie Arribas for a loss of 2 to the 43-yard line. Unless they give him forward progress to the 44, which they did, a loss of 1. 3rd down and 6. And again, Dave, you test the perimeter. The Beat Digger defense has been very good. It's in the middle where Ray has been a little bit more successful.
Right. That's the second time they try to run it over there to the outside in front of their own bench, and they got stomped with it. Gutierrez did a great job of flying up there and getting his head in front on that tackle and holding on. 3rd
down and 6 to go for Ray at their own 44-yard line. 46 seconds to go opening quarter. The Beat Diggers have touchdowns from Mikey Gutierrez and Kyle Rosenbrock and lead 14-0. Buck in a shotgun, rolling right, throwing in the run. The pass is incomplete, nearly intercepted by Peterson. Went through his hands. And then there was a shot to make the catch at the Brush 45 by Jonas Cure. He might have been distracted by Peterson raising his arms. It'll be 4th down, and Ray will be forced to punt at their own 44-yard line.
Yeah, went right through Cure's hands. He had his pinkies together down by his knees and went right through his hands and it bounced off his kneecaps. It would have been a 1st down had he caught it. So he did have about 3 or 4 yards on our defender.
Kyler Churchwell to punt. Now checking into the game is Adam Swanson. Baker and Rosenbrock standing just inside their own 25, and that's a better kick. It's fluttering. This will be fielded a fair catch. Baker has it at the 21. The punt goes for 35 yards. So with 32.2 seconds to go in the opening quarter, the Beat Diggers have the football at their own 21-yard line, Dave, and got a lot of rushing yards here in this first quarter, mainly because of that 65-yarder from Rosenbrock.
Right, he's up at 87 yards on 2 carries. So
wow.
We're going to see a lot of that this year.
10. Let's see if Rosenbrock can pull off another big run. This time there's trips to the left. One receiver. Out to the right, Mikey Gutierrez is in the backfield. Back to throw is Rosenbrock. Pressure coming, rolling to his left, throwing underneath, and the pass is intercepted. The pass is picked off at about the 21-yard line. An ill-advised throw intended for Randy Baker. Baylor Buck stepped inside and in front of Baker and made the play. The interception has the football at the Brush 22-yard line with 26.7 seconds to go, and Wray all of a sudden is in business.
We had trips over here on this side. Wray had all their defense. They didn't have a free safety. All their guys were manned up on our 3 guys over here on this side. They're all playing them within 5 yards. That kid came from the inside and just ran. Our guy came from the inside and ran an out pattern. The Wray kid just followed him and stepped right in front of him. It was really an easy interception.
Oh, this will be a lesson learned for Kyle Rosenbrock. 1st and 10 from the Beat-Digger 22. Awaiting the direct snap is Buck. Hands it off to, or does he keep the football? No, it's to Beckman. Thrown for a loss. Buck kept going. 3 different guys ran different directions. Thrown for a loss back at the 23. Kyle Rosenbrock and Mikey Gutierrez made the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well, they're going to say 11. And that'll be the final play of the opening quarter with the score. Brush 14, Wray nothing on 10-10 KSIR and KSIR.com.
So cool.
John Beltran, Dave Urich back from Beat Digger Stadium in Brush with the Beat Diggers lead by a score of 14-0. 1-yard touchdown run by Mikey Gutierrez. A 65-yarder up the left sideline by Kyle Rosenbrock, and what's turning out to be a little bit of a humid night, but it's this to me, being raised in South Florida, Dave, this is football weather.
Oh, I don't care if it's humid. It's a little too hot for me, but the popcorn is good. The lights are beautiful. The field's green.
And 2nd and 11 now for Wray at the Brush 23-yard line. Buck direct snap. Back to throw. Pressure coming off his back foot. Passes incomplete. At the 3-yard line, as defending very nicely was Eddie Arribas. Kyler Churchwell was the intended receiver. And the Beat Diggers' pass defense has been solid so far.
It has, but that pattern was just it took too long. You know, it's kind of like an 8 pattern, like what Brush runs, like an out and an up. But holy cow, as soon as Peterson saw that he was going to throw the ball, he come from his left defensive end position and just pasted Buck.
2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 3rd down and 11 for Wray at the Brush 23-yard line. Shotgun formation for Buck. Awaiting the snap. Has the football, 2-step drop, pressure up the middle, throws towards the right sideline, incomplete. Again, well defended. Bo Beckman was well covered by Jake Brown, and all these passes have been contested. And there was no chance. Had he caught it, he would have been 2 yards out of bounds. 4th down and 11, and so far after the turnover, Wray has gone 1 yard backwards.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where I like that single wing offense. You know, it's something different to look at. I hate playing against it, but the problem is, you know, what do you do if it's not working? The play action's pretty limited. At least it's limited for them, and their passing game really doesn't have any rhyme or reason right now.
Big play coming up for Wray. 4th down and 11 from the Brush 23. 2 receivers split each side. Buck has the football, short drop, quarterback draw, takes off with it, but he's going to be hit by a couple of Beat Diggers after a gain of 1, maybe 2. Beat Diggers were not fooled up the middle. Joe Carwin had the initial hit. It's a gain of 2 to the 21, and the Beat Diggers take over on downs.
Yeah, it was a design quarterback draw, but he didn't really give it enough time to set up. Then even when he did take off, you know, Carlin's so strong up there on the line of scrimmage, he had his hands on that blocker, was able to shed the block and step right in front of him.
Your one-stop center for your home improvement projects, Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street in Brush. Your one-stop shop for flooring, paint, tools, appliances, and more. Trips to the right. 1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at their own 21-yard line. Rosenbrock will hand it off, and that's going to be a loss. Mikey Gutierrez is swarmed under. He barely had the football in his hands and immediately was hit by Aaron Escamilla, the 5'9", 210-pound senior. Thrown back at the 20, 2nd down and 11 to go for the Beat Diggers, 11:22 to go 2nd quarter, and Brush holding a 14-0 lead.
So Mikey's got 13 yards on 3 carries. But you're right, he just got stuffed there, and then they just kept chasing him backwards. I'm just glad he held on to the ball because they were definitely trying to strip it.
2nd down, we'll call it a long 11. Just beyond the 20-yard line. Beat Diggers with 2 in the backfield, only 1 receiver to the left. Rosenbrock is going to pitch it left. to the outside to the 30-yard line, close to the first down, is Eddie Arribas. A lot of speed, but there's a flag way back at the 20. Let's see, the Beet Diggers committed a violation, which could nullify that 10-yard gain off the pitch left.
Yeah, that was like a 59 where you fake the handoff up the middle. It's running out wide. We definitely had them fooled, but I think we might have had somebody.
Oh, they're waving it off, yeah.
Yep. A lot of times that's right where there's a block in the back.
Well, you know, the Wray coaches are not happy about that, Dave, because that just turned into a 13-yard gain and a brush at the 33-yard line.
Tell you what, Eddie really turned on the afterburners over there, didn't he, when he ran in front of their bench?
Yeah, as long as he can utilize that speed and not get trapped somewhere in the middle, he can run with the best of them. 1st and 10 for the Beet Diggers at their own 33. A 1-yard touchdown run by Mikey Gutierrez and a 65-yarder right up the left sideline by Kyle Rosenbrock, responsible for a 14-0 lead at the 33-yard line. Rosenbrock is going to keep it to his right. Cut it back up the middle, back to his right side to the 35. A stutter step to the 40, along the sideline to the 50. Looking for blockers at the 30. Rosenbrock towing the sideline. I don't believe it. Rosenbrock has done it again, but there are flags down. It would be a 67-yard run, but that one's coming back because there's 2 flags down. And they're downfield, unfortunately, so the Beet Diggers might actually pick up some yardage. And let's see what the initial indication is. Wiping out a 67-yard touchdown run by Kyle Rosenbrock on not exactly the same play as he scored the 65-yarder in the first, but there were some similarities, utilizing the sideline being one of them.
It was a bootleg. Now, that other touchdown was an option, but, you know, on that play there, we had 2 guys that ran right behind the Wray guy and hit him in the back, but I think it was more of a matter of the guy was running too slow, and we kind of ran over the top of him.
It was a block in the back.
Yeah.
Give him, essentially, Dave, 9 yards for Rosenbrock. And then, let's see, 9 and then 10. Yeah, it'll be 1st down and 11. So Rosenbrock picks up 9 on the play. So it's not too bad. It's still 1st down.
Yards now.
Yeah.
96 yards on 3 carries.
With a football just beyond their own 32-yard line.
It's almost 150 on 3 carries.
10:36 to go. It's amazing. In the first half, the Beet Diggers with a 14-0 advantage. Jake Brown is the receiver to the left. The backs are split. Rosenbrock hands it off to Baker, running right, a huge hole to the 40-yard line, along the sideline of the 50, and Baker is knocked out of bounds in Wray territory. There was a huge hole for Randy Baker all the way to the 45, a gain of 23, and a brush 1st down.
So that takes him to 31 yards on 5 carries. And you're right, there was a reverse pivot by Rosenbrock. Most of the flow was going over to the left side.
Well, you mentioned earlier they're sending up. If they don't read the play correctly, Dave, what happens? A big play for Brush.
Yep. Jacob Nichols, the tackle over here on this side, just did a really good job at sealing his people off.
1st and 10 for the Beet Diggers at the Wray 45-yard line. Rosenbrock will hand it off on the counter, running right, a little hole across the right side to Mikey Gutierrez inside the 40-yard line to the 39. The tackle was made by Jonas Cure. The gain of 6, respectable gain for Gutierrez, 2nd down and 4 for Brush.
You know who made the great block there was Kalen Brandt. He's the tight end on this side. Boy, he did a good job of firing out there and sealing off that linebacker.
And that sometimes is all it takes. That one little block sealing off the defender. 2nd down and 9 for Brush, or 4 for Brush at the 39. Guzman, the receiver, to the left. Gutierrez and Baker in the backfield. Rosenbrock will hand it off up the middle. Gutierrez, 1st down, across the 35. And he stretched that football out to the 34. The tackle was made by Alec Ellis. A gain of 5 for the junior Gutierrez.
Now he's got 24 yards on 5 carries.
If you're tired of the same old lunch and dinner menu, switch it up and pick up something new from the hot and cold deli selection at Stubbs Gas and Oil. Great food, low prices. Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. 1st and 10 for the Beet Diggers at the 34-yard line of the Eagles, leading 14-0. There is the pitch left, a low pitch. The ball is loose, and Eddie Arribas, I believe, fell on it after the ball was pitched a little bit behind him, and the Beat Diggers got very lucky there. It's going to be a loss of close to 5 yards in the play, back to the 39-yard line. Yeah, it didn't lead him too well. 2nd and 15 for Brush.
Yeah, just a little too hard to handle out there when you're trying to keep your eye on the ball and the defenders that are coming at you.
8:58 to go before the break. The Beat Diggers up by 2 touchdowns. Peterson is out of the game. And as well as the offense is played, Dave, I'm sure the coaches are saying, hey, there's room for improvement. 2nd down and 15 to go for Brush at the Wray 39-yard line. 2 receivers split each side. 1 setback. Rosenbrock with a long count and maybe too long. Yeah, and that's something as an inexperienced quarterback at this level that you've got to fight. That's the 2nd delay of game against the Beat Diggers.
Yeah, you get into that routine where you just want to, they get into that routine where they want to make sure they go through all the steps like they do in practice. Forget to look at that back judge over there that's waving his arm.
And that's exactly what Coach Dreitz is pointing out as the Beat Diggers take a timeout, brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Let the State Farm Insurance office of Greg Mullen and Brush help you find the best policy to fit your life. Home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call. Outstanding insurance agent, 842-4555. First time out taken by the Beat Diggers. John Beltran with Dave Uhrig. 8:36 to go in the opening half. Just past the top of the hour. This is 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Greeley. Follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports and turn on mobile notifications. You'll receive the updates as they happen right there at KSIR Sports by turning on mobile notifications of any Beat Digger event that we're doing. And that's about 80 to 90 events when you combine the football, basketball, baseball, and wrestling. And if it takes 2 or 3 minutes, it's 2 or 3 minutes too long. You can find it out as it happens, whether you're listening or watching the game or not. Now the Beat Diggers back up to the line of scrimmage. Tell you, Dave, I got to take a shower at halftime. I'm telling you, I'm loving it.
Oh, it's wet.
Yep. It is 2nd and 20 for the Beat Diggers at the 44-yard line of the Eagles. Rosenbrock back to throw. Throws off his back foot up the left side. The pass is incomplete. Actually had Nichols open over the middle more than Jake Brown up the sideline. It'll be 3rd down and 20. And I got to tell you, Dave, this smells of a draw play or a screen just to pick up some yardage. And if they can pick up at least 10 yards, wouldn't surprise me if the Beat Diggers on 4th down go for it because they would be even deeper in Wray territory.
I think they could just about call it quarterback keeper right or a quarterback keeper left about any time you want because Rosenbrock can pick the yards up.
It'll be 3rd down. Arribas is out. Gutierrez is in. Guzman, the receiver, to the right along with Baker. 2 receivers out to the left as well with 1 setback. 3rd and 20 for Brush at the Wray 44. Rosenbrock will pitch it left, and it's off Gutierrez, and the ball is still loose. I think Gutierrez did land on it, but it's a huge loss. Rosenbrock was about to get hit, and that's why he had to get rid of the football. And the Beat Diggers lost about 6 yards in the play at the 50-yard line. That's the 2nd time on this drive that we've had a pitch go awry. So it's 4th down and about 26 yards to go for the Beat Diggers, and they will punt it away now, and Rosenbrock will take care of that, standing at his own 35-yard line.
They had 2 defenders that came in there to hit Rosenbrock that time. They're going to make him pitch the ball, and it surprised him. He had to pitch it faster than what he wanted to, and I'm not sure either him or Mikey was ready.
And that punt is an end-over-end punt, a fair catch, and it's caught there at the 23 by Bo Beckman. That's where the Eagles will take over. 7:40 to go. We're in the 2nd quarter. John Beltran with Dave Uhrig from Beat Digger Stadium. Brush 14, and the Wray Eagles nothing. Wray did have an opportunity. Both teams have committed a turnover. Brush capitalized on Wray's turnover with a 1-yard run by Gutierrez. But after a Baylor Buck interception of a Kyle Rosenbrock pass, Wray went 1 yard backwards. 1st and 10. The Eagles at their own 23-yard line. Let's see who gets the direct snap. And that will go right up the gut after the snap looked like it went initially to Zach Spencer. And Alec Ellis was given the football. And Rosenbrock made the play. See, after a gain of about 4, it'll be 2nd down and 7. Those are the hardest to call, Dave, when players are headed in different directions and they're spinning and they're juking. But that's why as a defender, it's even tougher.
Yeah, you got to watch that little back that's lined up right there in the backfield. Wherever he goes, that's where the ball goes.
2nd down and 6 at the 27. There was movement there as the snap did go once again to Zach Spencer. And illegal procedure against the Eagles.
You know, both offenses have their faults tonight, aren't they?
Well, that's what I said. There's lots of room for improvement. And I mentioned that on the Brush side, certainly on the Wray side. Premier Farm Credit is still the lender of choice for America's farmers and ranchers. They understand and are passionate about agriculture and are dedicated to serving America in good times and bad. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending. 2nd down and 11. The football at the 22-yard line. The ball is bobbled there by Spencer. He's going to have to take off with the football and get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. It was a perfect snap, but did not secure it as Joe Carwin made the initial hit. He got to the 24. Give him 2. And Omar Fierro assisted. It'll be 3rd down and a short 10 to go for Wray. That ball just outside their own 24-yard line. They've got to get just past the 33.5. On 3rd down and less than 10 yards to go. And a shotgun formation is Spencer. As the snap, 2-step drop, looking up the right side. Nobody's out there. It's incomplete. In fact, Jake Brown had the best shot. Now maybe the receiver was cut off. And that could be against Brush as a late flag was thrown. Jonas Cure might have been cut off. And that would be a spot foul for interference, extending the drive for Wray.
Yeah, they're going to say our Brush defender was in his way and ran into him, preventing him from finishing his pattern.
And it will be interference against Wray.
Yep.
David, certainly didn't look that way.
Wow.
I mean, from your vantage point or mine.
Yeah.
So they'll decline that penalty. Simply an incomplete pass for Zach Spencer. That's it's another bad sign for Wray, Dave. They've gone with 2 quarterbacks here. And we're not even out of the first half.
Yeah, they're trying to find themselves for sure. But I'm telling you, that offense it limits you a little bit. If you can't get that running game going, you're in trouble.
6:02 to go before the break. The Bee Diggers with a 14-0 lead. Kyler Churchwell standing at his own 13-yard line will punt the football. Randy Baker at his own 41. Dave and I will be at Legion Field in Fort Morgan next week. And a strong rush coming from Arribas. He gets it off. A line drive fielded by Baker at the 44 to the 45. Up the middle to the 50. Tries to break out of a tackle inside the 50 to the 47. A return of about 9 yards before the tackle was made by Cade Schultz, the junior defensive lineman, although obviously not on that play.
That is just huge, Randy catching that ball.
Oh, yeah.
We've had a lot of years where, our kids didn't come up and field the ball, and then the ball rolls another 10 or 20 yards down the field. Randy's doing a good job of making a play on that thing and keeping it from rolling further down the field.
Well, that's what Wray wanted. A line drive that was going to roll, but with Baker fielding it prematurely for Wray, not for the Bee Diggers. They have excellent field position. 1st and 10 for Brush at the Wray 47-yard line. Peterson is in motion to the left. Rosenbrock hands off left side to Baker inside the 45. Breaks out of a tackle up the left sideline. 1st down to the 37 as the tackle was made by Bo Beckman. And it's a gain of 11 to the 36 for Randy Baker.
42 yards on 6 carries. And, boy, he was explosive that time. He broke a lot of tackles.
3-touchdown lead would be very secure. The way the Bee Diggers are controlling the football and playing some clutch defense as the ball's approaching the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers in Wray territory for yet another time in this game. Rosenbrock back to throw off the play action. Up the middle, the pass is complete. 1st down inside the 20. Up the right sideline to the 15, trying to break out of a tackle is Nico Guzman. All the way down to the 13, but another penalty. It's a hold against the Bee Diggers. It nullifies a 23-yard gain.
Yeah, it was a beautiful play, and that came out of our old wing T offense. So they faked that 30 series and then brought Guzman across the middle, and boy, Rosenbrock just stood tall in the pocket and made a great throw. But that's tough. You're going to have some of those holds come up once in a while, and that offensive line is going to have to do a better job of moving their feet.
And Dave, that's a huge penalty. That goes from the 36.5 to the 50. It's about a 14-yard penalty. So that'll make it first and 24 for the Beet Diggers. Don't necessarily assume a pass here. They can pick this up by doing other things. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. When you need ice, don't settle for just any old frozen water. Get AC Ice. You can find it at any local grocery or convenience store near you. 1st and 10 at midfield for Brush. Rosenbrock looking to his right, throws, pass complete to Guzman, breaks out of a tackle to 45, spins his way towards the sideline, and he's inside the 40 to the 36 as the tackle was made by Jonas Cure. But a short pass play results in a gain of close to 14, 2nd down and 10 for Brush. That's exactly what the Beet Diggers wanted.
I think they wanted to run that screen out there, and they were hoping to pick up that block there, and Baker just wasn't quite able to get in position because the ball came so fast.
2nd down and 10 for the Beet Diggers. At the 36-yard line of the Eagles. Rosenbrock with a blitz coming, hands off to Baker right side, and he stutter-stepped and fell down after a short gain. And he felt he had daylight there as Adam Swanson made the play at the 34, gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 8 to go for Brush.
Yeah, he kind of stutter-stepped, and he was trying to make a cut. He wasn't going to take it to the sideline, and he wanted to go back against the grain, and cost him.
Just inside the Wray 34-yard line, approaching the 4-minute mark of the second. The Beet Diggers have 2 first-quarter touchdowns, 14-0 Brush. 3rd down and 8 for the 34-yard line. Rosenbrock lost the football. It's loose. He falls on it. And I don't know what happened there. He might have pulled out too early, and the ball went a couple of feet up in the air and then just came down, and he fell on the football at the line of scrimmage, essentially, maybe lost half a yard. 4th down and 8. And that ball's just inside the 35 now, so a loss of 1. And the Beet Diggers will be going for it with 3.5 to go before the break.
A little bit in self-destruct mode, but I think, some of that happens just out of frustration. You just want, you can do it. You just want to get it going.
Beet Diggers call another timeout. We'll keep it right here. That timeout brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Let the State Farm Insurance office of Greg Mullen and Brush help you find the best policy to fit your life, home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call, 842-4555. The Beet Diggers with 3:20 to go before halftime will face a 4th down and 8 situation just shy of the 34-yard line of the Eagles. And that's the one bugaboo so far. The ball's been loose 3 times. The Beet Diggers have recovered every time. And an interception, but that tells you how good this offense is when they can get away with all those mistakes and some penalties and still lead 14-0.
Right, and they have the ability to make the big play on the ground. That's the other piece of it. They don't have to go to the air for that.
Willow Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies and G Sweets Bakery offers cookies, muffins, and sweetbreads made fresh daily. Pair with your favorite coffee, lattes, or smoothie flavors, and you're set. Open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, Saturday 7 to 4. Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies, 921 Edison Street in Brush. 4th and 8 for the Beet Diggers at the 34-yard line of the Eagles. Beet Diggers will be going for it. Jake Brown is the receiver to the left. Backs are split. Rosenbrock will send Peterson in motion to the right. And Rosenbrock on the option right, looking for a seam to the outside. That's a first down as he runs over an Eagle inside the 30 to the 26. I believe we have another penalty against the Beet Diggers. A flag is sitting down at the 32. And there's an offensive lineman for Brush not too happy there. It would be a gain of 8 if it stands and a first down. And the officials are discussing the flag slightly upfield. Remember, they've waved off one penalty already. And are they going to do it again? Let's see. They have waved it off again. Oh, Dave, coaches they don't like that at all.
No.
Now, they might even measure. It's very close. Oh, yeah, he's got a first down. In fact, give him 9 yards to the 25-yard line for Kyle Rosenbrock. Dave, when that happens once, that's one thing. But when it happens more than once, officials start getting questioned by the coaches.
Yes, sir. Starting to wonder if you know the rules or not. Hey, that puts Rosenbrock at 104 yards already.
Wow. Not that we're surprised, right?
No.
1st and 10 for the Bead Diggers at the Wray 25-yard line with a 14-0 lead. 3:13 to go before halftime. In brush. In motion to the left is Peterson. Rosenbrock will hand it off right up the gut. A big hole to the 15 to 10 for Baker along the sideline. 5. He's into the end zone for Randy Baker. 25 yards away with some beautiful moves. And Brush now leads 20-0.
70 yards now for Baker. All that was just our 30 series. They ran that trap, and tell you what, everybody's watching Rosenbrock on the race side. They want to make sure that he doesn't get out there wide on a quarterback keeper or something again, and you send 2 people over there to tackle Rosenbrock. That's going to leave a lot of daylight for the other running backs.
Javier Munoz to once again, he's 2 for 2 to attempt the extra point for the Bead Diggers. Perfect snap. Kick is up. That looks good from here, and that is good. 3:07 to go. Second quarter. Brush 21. Wray nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 25-yard run by Randy Baker. Extra point by Javier Munoz. And the Bead Diggers now lead by a score of 21-0. That was a 6-play, 47-yard drive in 2 minutes and 47 seconds.
Boy, we need to get a good kick here. We really do need to get a good kick here so we can do a better job at not giving them such good field position.
And that kick by Fierro is short, fielded at the 25 by Beckman, running to his right to the to the 35. That is wrestled down at the 39. Boy, that was a throwdown by Omar Fierro. And Tristan Volk also made the play, but you're right, Dave. Now it's a test for the defense. I mean, they passed that one right there.
When we play Eaton and Wray, Eaton and Platte Valley and some of those teams, we really need to, we can't afford to give them the ball on the 40.
Yeah, you're right. Now the ball's at the 38-yard line with an even 3 minutes to go before the break. Direct snap and the handoff right up the gut. And that's maybe a gain of 1. Well, swallowed up there. Well, they're going to give him 2 to the 40, maybe the 41-yard line. That was better than I thought.
So Ellis has got 21 yards now on 6 carries, and like you said, it's just been churning. He had that one run for 8 yards to start the game, had a couple for 5. Outside of that, he just hasn't done anything.
And that was, as Dave mentioned, Alec Ellis, 2nd down and 8 for the 41-yard line. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. There's the direct snap and the handoff on the right side and a short gain to the 42-yard line off the snap to Baylor Buck. Let's see, was that Chance Cobb? I thought I saw Cobb in there. I mean, they've utilized several backs. No, I think it was Ellis again. The numbers are easy to see, but these guys are all bunched in tight. 3rd down, and we'll call it 7 from the 42-yard line. After the 1-yard gain, we're under 1:50 to go, and Ray's almost playing it conservatively now. They don't want to commit a mistake down 21-0. On 3rd down and 7, Buck in a shotgun formation, awaiting the snap from his own 42-yard line. As the football, 3-step drop, now rolling, now throwing deep up the right side. Defenders out there, almost intercepted at the 30-yard line. Intended for Kyler Churchwell. Jake Brown knocked it down. Actually didn't knock it down. It was Churchwell serving as a defender who knocked it down. If not, Brown would have had the INT.
Right, Brown went up for that thing like he was a wide receiver, and he just couldn't quite hold on to it as Churchwell jerked it out of his hands.
The Eagles will have to punt, stop, shop, and save on all of your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. Brush Grocery Cart. You can also pay your public service bill and access Western Union, Brush Grocery Cart, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. And now we've got a flag thrown.
I'm starting to get tired of the flags, John.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. And some penalties have been declined, and we've had 2 that have been waived off. And this will go against Wray. But you know what, Dave? You know what that smells of? Week 1.
Yes, it does.
Offsides. They lined up offsides, the Wray Eagles did. So that amounts to a 4th down and 12 now from their own 37. Churchwell standing at his own 25. Randy Baker for Brush. Awaiting the punt at the 30 with 1:30 to go. The Bee Diggers do have a timeout remaining with a 3-touchdown lead. Perfect snap. And Churchwell's going to run to his right. Then he'll boot it on the run. And that's a beautiful punt. Bounces at the 20. Baker picks it up at the 14. Stutter step to the 15. Breaks out of a tackle. And now he's going to be down. And there's a late flag and 2 flags thrown. Might have been an illegal block by the Bee Diggers. And if it is, as he's down at the 20-yard line, they're going to take Brush way back.
Yep, that's exactly what's going to be called, too. Our blocker ran down there after Baker had already run off and hit a kid right in the back.
Yep, block in the back against Brush. Accidents or illness can strike at any time, day or night, when they do. Every second counts. As a Level 3 trauma center, Colorado Plains Medical Center can handle any kind of emergency. Colorado Plains Medical Center, where expertise matters. And even though the play ended at the 20, we know that the infraction occurred before that point. Bee Diggers have the football at their own, looks like, 7-yard line. Have to check the board from their vantage point. 8-yard line with 1:16 to go. Remember that game in Greeley last year, Dave? Kyle Rosenbrock, 93 yards, but of course he was a running back at that time. And the Bee Diggers do have trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Let's see if they keep it simple. Rosenbrock is going to roll right. Will he throw? Looking to throw. He's a deep up the middle. Baker's out there, and he's got it. First down at the 45 for Randy Baker, tackled at the 48. It's a gain of 40 yards and a beautiful throw on the run from Rosenbrock to Baker.
Yeah, just that waggle pass out here to the right side. Rosenbrock showed his strength. He's rolling right. That's his preferred side, being a right-hander. And, you know, it wasn't a straight spiral, but I'll tell you what, it was right on the money.
The clock stopped for the movement of the chains. Bee Diggers going to have to continue throwing the football here with 58 seconds to go. Only 1 timeout before the break. Trips to the left on 1st and 10. Rosenbrock hands it off to the 50-yard line. First down to the 40. Up the right sideline to the 30. Gutierrez by himself. 10-5. Touchdown. 52 yards. Mikey Gutierrez. Brush 27. Wray nothing. Forget about throwing the football, Dave. Boy, was I wrong. 1 run preceded by 1 pass took care of everything. A 2-play, 92-yard drive, and that took 30 seconds.
You know what, there's just so much athleticism and speed out there, and then when you top that off with a lot of savvy, you know, these guys know the game very well. They know each other very well, and that just makes it an explosive combination.
What do you think, Dave? 4 different players scoring so far?
So far.
Oh, no, Gutierrez's second touchdown. The extra point by Munoz is up, and that one looks good. I tell you, is that Jesus out there? He's kicking like Jesus. That one is good. 46.5 seconds to go before the break. Let's keep it right here because the Bee Diggers are holding a 28-0 lead. Dave, I'd like to say that I'm surprised, but after what you told me off air and then on air, you're thinking, all right, no surprise whatsoever.
Yeah,
this was supposed to happen.
Yep, I'm really not surprised, like I said, just because these guys have beat these guys in junior high for so long. Coach Muniz is the junior high football coach all those years. He retired this year, and now Coach Gutierrez is in charge. But those 2 guys, Coach Becker and also, you know, they've gotten down there and played in the circus and played against Yuma and Wray so many times, and this group of boys has just pounded these kids so many times. I think, you know, the Wray kids probably knew what was going to happen to them tonight.
Well, the Bee Diggers have done their job. Kickoff by Fierro. It's a squib right down the middle of the field. Fielded by Beckman at the 24, to his right to the 30, up the middle to the 35. And he's down at the 36-yard line. Nice special teams play out there by Jose Campa. And Mikey Gutierrez Yeah, you would think. 40.3 seconds to go at their own 36.
Kneel on it?
Yeah, well, Dave, it's been a rough first half for this Wray team. That might be the best advice at this point. They're up to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, handoff, right side. Gain of 1. And that might have been Ellis again.
Yep.
2nd down and 9. A swarm of Bead Diggers in to make the play. Seawald makes the tackle.
Between Seawald and Carwin and then Rodriguez over here, there's dang near 900 pounds of big guys to have to push around.
2nd down and 9 from the 37. Shotgun snap. There's a double handoff, and Beckman's got a hole across the 45 to about the 48-yard line. Eddie Arribas makes the play. Gain of 11. And a 1st down with only 1 second to go. Let's see if they'll just let that expire. And that'll be it. As the Bead Diggers have had a dominating first half here at Bead Digger Stadium against the Wray Eagles. 4 touchdowns in the opening half for Brush. They're certainly playing their A game. And at the break with the score, Brush 28, Wray nothing, right here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Dave Urich back from Bead Digger Stadium. We're about to begin the second half, and the Bead Diggers hold the lead by a score of 28-0. Brush just dominated that first half with a lot of running, as Dave talked about at the break. And with that running game, you expect the Bead Diggers to utilize that even more in the second half because of the huge lead they have. The question is, will they score a couple of touchdowns and get this going to a running clock by the time we get to the late the third quarter, early fourth? Northeast Colorado's locally owned Hometown Savings and Loan with locations in Fort Morgan and Brush. Equitable Savings and Loan. They have financial solutions for you. And Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center for all of your farm and ranch supplies, including Purina feeds and everything. Stop by any of the Ace stores in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and their newest location, 122 Custer Street in Brush. And the Bead Diggers will be kicking off. Bead Diggers will be kicking off to begin the second half. But we're still awaiting Brush teams out there. Wray is ready to go.
And we've still got about 1:09 left in the warm-up period. So.
Yeah, and that is the reason that we haven't begun this second half. Fort Morgan leading 17-13 over Berthoud at the break. That game on B106 and B106.com. Yeah, and so far, we haven't had a huge return by Wray. Everything's been about the 15-yard range in terms of a return. No deep kickoffs either, Dave. But you did hit on one point. You can't allow Eaton and Platte Valley to be starting from the 35 or 40-yard line. That's cutting the field way, way too short.
Yeah, and you're going to be playing that field position battle with them, assuming they do shut the offense down, which would be a huge task for them still. But you don't want to give them the chance to punt you the ball and make you start down inside your 20 every time.
Yeah, that would be asking too much. We begin the second half. And to kick it off for the Bead Diggers is Omar Fierro. Runs to that ball, and he squibs it right down the middle of the field. Takes a big bounce. Fielded to the 25 by Baylor Buck to the 30. Swings it to the outside at the 35, and he's taken down to the 38. A face mask there by the Bead Diggers. Final tackle was made by Arnoldo Matos Garcia, but he wasn't the one who got him on the face mask. That was prior to that. So Wray does have very good field position to begin the third quarter.
Yeah, those face mask penalties happen because you're not down low, tackling them at their knees, controlling their hips. our kid jumped up there and was grabbing his head, trying to bring him down.
And it's amazing how in the NFL they're trying to make the game safer and safer and safer with all these rules changes. But the fact of the matter is, Dave, is that football is not a totally safe sport. I mean, you can do the fundamentals correctly, but it's there's risk involved when you play this game. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 42-yard line. Direct snap, running to his left across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Is that another back there? That is Austin Clapper, who fumbled earlier in the game. It's a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. Joe Carwin was around the football.
That was a quick hitter, boy. They had all that motion going around in their backfield again. They snapped him the ball directly, just ran straight ahead.
2nd down and 6 for the Eagles at their own 46-yard line. The Beat Diggers leading 28-0. Touchdown runs of 1 and 52 yards by Mikey Gutierrez, 65 by Rosenbrock, and 25 by Baker. Direct snap to Buck, hands it off to Beckman. He is swallowed up by Rosenbrock and Randy Baker right at the point of attack. No gain. 3rd down and 6 as Kyle Rosenbrock made the play.
That time our defensive line, again, we're in that 5-3. They all shifted to the right side, so as soon as they snapped the ball, they all slanted right on that play. And what a great call there by Coach Creighton, because he slanted them right into the action.
3rd down and a long 5 with a football at the 47-yard line. Wray on their own side of the field. Buck is in a shotgun, has the football, back to throw to his right. The pass underneath bounces in to Jonas Cure at the Brush 48-yard line. 4th down. Do the Eagles punt, or do they figure, hey, we got none to lose, we're down by 4 touchdowns? We'll find out. No, Churchwell is in there. Looks like he's going to retreat into punt formation. Well, not necessarily. Okay, there we go.
Now, remember, last time he ran with it a little ways before he punted it. So.
Right. Beat Diggers have got to be very aware of that. And they got to watch out they don't get over-anxious, because an offside or something like that would be close to a 1st down. Perfect snap. Now he runs to his right. He will kick the football. Line drive. That's going to sail over the head of Baker. Inside the 10 to the 5. And does it go into the end zone? Or is it going to stop at the 1-yard line? It's going to stop at the 1-yard line. What a punt by Kyler Churchwell. Beat Diggers in terrible field position. A 52-yarder with a roll.
Well, that was a beautiful punt. But again, he rolled out to this side, and he was waiting to see if Alec Peterson was going to come up and cover him or not. If Peterson would have been sleeping, turned his back on him, he would have been able to take off running with the football.
1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at their own 1-yard line. 10.5 to go, 3rd quarter. Brush with a 28-0 lead over Wray in the season opener for both teams. John Beltran with Dave Uhrig from Beat Digger Stadium. On 1st down, Rosenbrock under center, and there was movement on the defensive side, a hard count. That's also an experience by that Wray defense. Want to talk about not watching the football there. Now it's 1st and 5, just outside the 5. It's shy of the 6-yard line.
Got to pat our offensive line on the back for not jumping themselves. That's hard to do.
From the 6-yard line on 1st and 5, Rosenbrock hands it off left side to Baker. Dives to about the 8. Gain of 2. Tackle was made by Kyler Churchwell. 2nd down and about 3.
So he followed the lead blocking of Mikey Gutierrez that time.
Dave, are you smelling another big play?
Just a matter of time. Just got to keep passing that ball around, and pretty soon somebody's going to get it, and that somebody's going to take off for some big yards.
Plays of 40 yards, 52, 65, not quite 92. 2nd down and 3 to go from the 8-yard line. Rosenbrock this time is going to pass the ball down the middle. That pass is going to be incomplete off the play action. Alec Peterson was covered at the 40-yard line by Bo Beckman. 3rd down and 3. Not a bad idea considering you had 2nd down and you had only 3 yards to play with. More than likely on this 3rd and 3 they'll run the football.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you what, Peterson had his guy beat. Rosenbrock just threw it a little hard. Yeah. He was on a rope too much. He needed to throw a little higher and let him
run. A little trajectory.
Yeah.
And, well, we know Peterson, a very good baseball player, as is Rosenbrock. They know how to run under anything that's elevated. 9:41 to go, third quarter. Brush 28, Wray nothing. Third down and 3 for the Beat Diggers at their own 8-yard line. Peterson is in motion to the left. Play clock is at 2. Handoff left side, Baker. First down across the 10 to the 12. Needed 3, got 4. Tackle was made by Alec Ellis, but the drive continues for the Beat Diggers after the 4-yard pickup by Randy Baker.
76 yards now for Baker on 10 carries. 7.5-yard average is nothing to sneeze at.
How about one of those 8-minute drives? They've got a shot with 99 yards you got to pick up as Nico Guzman checks out of the game for the Beat Diggers. First and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Jake Brown is the receiver to the left. Baker remains in the backfield. Baxter split as Arribas is there. He gets the handoff running right, cuts it back towards the middle across the 15, and then a late fumble, but he was down. Arribas was down at the 9. He got hit hard right around the thigh, and he picked up 6 yards in the play. It'll be second down and a short 4.
So now he's got 14 yards on 3 carries. He did have a nice run there. Boy, he had some speed running through the hole.
And the clock just continues to roll. The Beat Diggers with 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, 2 in the second. If they do that again in the third, we'll go to a running clock for the remainder of the game. Second down for Brush. 4 yards to go at their own 18-yard line. There's the give to Baker up the middle. He was tripped up but still managed to get to the 21. That was a quick hitter. Gain of 3. The tackle was made by Greg Parasett, the junior. At 5'6", 135, third down, and just a yard to go for the Beat Diggers as we're approaching the 8-minute and 50-second mark. That's 1-5, 8:15 of the third quarter with Brush up 28-0 over Wray.
Just a quick trap there. So out of the last 4 running plays, they ran 2 over here behind Seawald, 1 over there behind Nichols, and then that one right there behind Teeter up the middle.
Third down and 1, play clock down to 3. There's the handoff left side, first down, and muscling his way as Randy Baker still on his feet across the 30 to the 32, refusing to go down. It's a gain of 11 for Randy Baker.
Boy, he did show a lot of strength that time, taking him up to 90 yards now on 12 carries.
He carried Bo Beckman and a couple of others. Baker might need a breather. He's carried the football already 4 times on this drive. That started at the 1. They're at their own 32-yard line. Brown is the receiver out to the right on 1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at their own 32-yard line. Rosenbrock turns, looks back to throw over the middle. Complete at the 50-yard line to Jake Brown. First down. He's spun down at the 49. It's a gain of 19 for Jake Brown and the Beat Diggers.
You knew that was coming. Wray had 9 guys up there in the box. 1 kid out there covering Brown. They just don't have enough guys back there to cover that pass. We had 3 receivers back there past 10 yards.
Well, the run sets up the pass beautifully. 1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at the 49-yard line of the Eagles. They've gone 50 yards on this drive and still have 49 more to go. 7:05 to go in the third quarter. Brush 28, Wray nothing. The backs are split. In motion to the right is Peterson from the 49. Rosenbrock will hand it off to Baker on the right side. Runs into a blocker, breaks it up a tackle to the 40, and he's still on his feet. First down inside the 35 to the 34. Baylor Buck is down. Rosenbrock down as well. He's getting up limping. And he was hit around the ankles. He's going to be taken out of this game. The ball's down at the 33. It's a gain of 16 for Randy Baker. And Rosenbrock got hit somewhere around the ankles. He wasn't even the ball carrier on the play, but he's out of the game right now. Arnoldo Maltos Garcia is in the game. Hopefully that's just an ankle bruise there for Kyle Rosenbrock. Maltos Garcia, only a sophomore. From the 33, will hand it off on the left side to Baker at the 30-yard line, inside the 30, and he's brought down towards the 29, maybe the 28, a gain of 5. Baylor Buck was in on the play. Yeah, that's probably not a cramp, Dave. I mean, well, maybe it is a cramp.
Yeah, I think he's cramping up down there in his calf. It looks like they're working on him, just trying to get it to stretch out.
Yeah.
What a good thing. Look at Maltos hustled out there. They didn't have to call him. He didn't have to go find his helmet.
That kid is so sharp. He is so smart. 2nd down and 5 at the 28-yard line. Fun to watch in baseball. Maltos Garcia hands it off to Baker, trying to spin out of a tackle, still on his feet, and he's spun down after a gain of 1. Alec Ellis made the tackle, the gain of 1 at the 27. And Baker's been a workhorse. That is the 7th carry of the drive, the 3rd in a row. 3rd down and 4 with a football at the 27. Gutierrez comes in for Baker. And this drive has lasted over 5 minutes. We've got 5:21 to go, 3rd quarter. The Beat Diggers up on the Wray Eagles 28-0. On 3rd down and 4 from the 27-yard line with a back split. Maltos Garcia on the bootleg left. Holds it on his left hip. He's going to have a 1st down inside the 30 to the 25. And he's down to the 20-yard line, maybe to the 15. He is. 1st down for Arnoldo Maltos Garcia. It's a gain of 12 for the Beat Diggers sophomore. And Mikey Gutierrez looks like he's going to go out with a cramp.
I'll tell you what, Maltos did a great job of putting that ball on his hip and running around this side. Again, Diggers showing a lot of preference for running the ball to the left side behind Seawald.
1st down and 10 for the Beat Diggers at the 15-yard line. Now this drive's approaching 6 minutes in elapsed time. From the 15, Peterson's in motion to the right. Maltos Garcia will hand it off right side at a big hole across the 15 to the 10, maybe the 9. And that is Aaron Williams this time with a strong run for Brush. Gain of close to 6. 2nd down and 4. The Beat Diggers have lots of weapons, Dave.
You bet. They have so much speed, so much depth. But when you're behind that line, what do you expect? Now they're over on the other side and running behind Rodriguez and Nichols. There's a couple of really good, big, athletic kids.
2nd down and 4 to go with the football sitting just shy of the 9-yard line. Maltos Garcia will hand it off left side. Williams breaks out of a tackle, still on his feet. He bowls his way towards the 5-yard line, close to a 1st down. He could have had none on the play. Instead, he picked up 3, maybe 4, right at the yard marker. It's a gain of 4 for Aaron Williams, an impressive run by the Beat Digger.
Boy, he did a good job keeping his feet, didn't he? All the Wray Eagles thought he was stopped dead there. He just kept his feet and drove forward again.
Dave, even better. It's 3rd and inches. With 3.5 to go. The ball is just shy of the 5-yard line. Maltos Garcia will hand it off left side. That's a 1st down to the 4-yard line. That's another new running back in there for the Beat Diggers, Conrad Cole, with a gain of 1. Dave, that was the 14th play of the drive. The drive has taken up over 7 minutes as Greg Parris had made the tackle. And this 3rd quarter is moving along extremely quickly.
Look how interchangeable they are, though. There's a lot of mixing out there.
Yeah,
they got that 1st-string line out there, and then
without much interruption. 1st and goal from the 4. Cole and Williams are in the backfield. Maltos Garcia with a hard count. We'll hand it off to Williams, running right towards the goal line, and is he in? Touchdown! Touchdown for Aaron Williams from 4 yards away. Brush 34, Wray nothing.
That time they ran over there behind Rodriguez and Nichols. Those guys did a good job, along with Kalen Brandt, sealing those kids down and kicking that defensive end out.
About 7 minutes and 42 seconds, Dave, on the drive.
I'm loving it. That's what we were talking about, though. They want to be able to establish that kind of offensive mentality where they know they can hold on to the ball and grind it out. I get a lot more out of that than, with those big plays.
And the extra point by Javier Munoz is good. Javier is 5 for 5. 2:48 to go, 3rd quarter. Brush 35, Wray nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 15 plays, 99 yards for the Beat Diggers in 7 minutes and 42 seconds. Aaron Williams with a 4-yard run. And the Bead Diggers now with a commanding 35-0 lead. And here is Fierro to kick it off again. And that one's a little bit higher and deeper at the 20. And there's another handoff to the 25-yard line to the 30. There's a seam across the middle for Bo Beckman as Fierro makes the tackle at the 46. A return of 26 after Kyler Churchwell caught the initial kickoff.
You know, I don't know if what Beckman was thinking. He didn't really try to put a move on Fierro at all. He just kind of ran over the top of him. Fierro just broke down and grabbed a hold of him.
Yeah, you're right, because, Dave, if he put the move on him, he might have been gone.
He might have been gone because Fierro was definitely the last one.
First and 10 for Wray with a football at their own 46-yard line. And there's the handoff on the right side, and that might be Beckman across that 45-yard line. Took it deep in the backfield to the 49. It's a gain of 3. Jacob Nichols makes the tackle. 2nd down and 7.
You got to give Wray credit, man. They're sticking with their game plan, you know. And one thing I know about Coach Kramer is he's going to teach these guys to run the ball because he knows you got to run it to go deep into the playoffs.
2nd down and 7 for Wray at their own 49-yard line. 2:05 to go, third quarter. The Bead Diggers up by 35. Awaiting the direct snap. That might be Baylor Buck who awaits it. Yeah, he's got it. He'll keep the football running to his left. He's hit at the 50-yard line and no more. A gain of 1 for Baylor Buck. And the initial hit for Brush was made over there by Junior Cookie Barraza, a junior. 3rd and 6.
Tell you what, old Cookie's a good athlete. I remember clear back when he was in 6th grade. You know, he was kind of a stocky guy. He got out there and ran that mile in about 6.5 minutes. So he's got a lot of athletic ability.
3rd and 6 for Wray at midfield. In a shotgun is Buck. Has the football. 2-step drop. Now setting up a screen over the middle. The pass is caught at the 50-yard line and down at the 48 after a 2-yard gain is Jonas Cure, as it was read beautifully there by a couple of Bead Diggers, including Arnoldo Maltos Garcia and initially Jose Rodriguez. 4th down and about 4 to go at the Bead Digger 48-yard line.
So they're 2 for 8 now. That's the same pass they completed last time.
Yeah, I think they're going to go for it here, Dave. Churchwell is out there, but now he's walking towards the sideline. But now retreating in punt formation is Peterson, or in receiving formation. No, Churchwell back out there. He might take off. It's only 4th and 4. The Bead Digger 48 has the football, runs to his right, and he will punt it high and very, very short. Bead Digger's got to watch out there. It bounces at the 25-yard line, takes a Wray roll to the 24, and that's where Brush will have the football with 34.8 seconds to go in the third quarter, and holding a 35-0 lead as 4 different Bead Diggers have scored tonight.
You're right, though. That's the kind of punt you really got to watch out for, because that thing was so high it was spinning the wrong way. It's going to land and hit one of your guys right in the back when they don't know it's coming. Then Wray gets the ball back.
Well, that second unit is out there, but the Bead Diggers might be a player short. Yeah, they look like they're a player short, an offensive lineman short, and Randy Dreitz has to use a timeout, brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Dave, you might have jinxed them earlier. Remember how they were so smooth? But it's going to happen once, you know. I mean, they're still, still, for the most part, have not made any of those personnel mistakes up until then. 10 out there instead of 11.
It's hard to put that second team out there, especially when the second team hasn't even played a game yet.
Right. You know? Well, that's why. So
they're over here yelling at Carwin, telling him to run out on the field, and the second team's supposed to be out there. So he's like, what the heck? I was the first. I thought I was on the first team.
It is. Again, the timeout brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Let the State Farm Insurance office of Greg Mullen and Brush help you find the best policy to fit your life. Home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call, 842-4555. Brush has 1 touchdown here in the third quarter, a 4-yard run by sophomore Aaron Williams. Remember that game in Sterling last year, Dave, when all of the Bead Digger touchdowns were scored by underclassmen?
Mm-hmm.
So, and now you have a sophomore scoring. You have Rosenbrock, who's a junior. 2 touchdowns by junior Mikey Gutierrez, 1 from the senior Randy Baker. First and 10. Arnoldo Maltos Garcia remains as the quarterback from their own 24-yard line. Could be the final play of the third quarter. And he's going to bootleg it left, swings it to the outside, stiffs arm a defender, but it's not going to work. He's down. Austin Clapper made the tackle for a big loss there at the 20-yard line, a loss of 4. And let's see if that does it for the third quarter. It should. Bead Diggers huddling up right now, but no reason to hurry. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. With the score, Brush 35, Wray nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran, Dave Urich back from Bead Digger Stadium in Brush. This is 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Wray, where the Bead Diggers are leading the Wray Eagles 35-0. Brush is a second down and 14 at their own 20-yard line. Aaron Williams with a touchdown in the third quarter. Came from 4 yards away. This game did start 22 minutes late because of a lightning delay during warm-ups. So that's why we're just early in the fourth quarter at this time. Of course, Bead Digger replay to follow. And the Bead Diggers essentially have the second team out there. I'm not sure, David. There's some first-team offensive linemen. But we'll see what happens on second down and 14 from the 20. There must be some second-teamers because 2 Bead Diggers moved. One looked like maybe on the line. The other one either in the backfield or along the left side of the towards the tight end spot. It's a 5-yard penalty.
I think we have some rookies in there, some younger kids, but you know what? They run the same offense this varsity runs, and that's one of the reasons Brush has been so good year in, year out, too, is because these younger kids in the postseason, they have 3 or 4 more weeks every year of playing against one of the best teams in the state on a daily basis.
Second down and 19 from the 15. Maltos Garcia is going to hand it off, and not much right up the middle, maybe nothing. That went to Aaron Williams, bottled up for no gain. Churchwell around the football for Wray. Third down and 19 to go for the Bead Diggers. Holding a 35-0 lead. Hey, you still want to play for the shutout here.
Right on. I know the kids all want to too, but I think it's pretty awesome our kids are getting all this extra time.
Oh, yeah, that's the big goal. Get as much playing time for the underclassmen. Third down and 19 for the 15. Maltos Garcia sends Guzman in motion to the right. Actually, that's another player. There's the toss right. Swinging it to the outside is Cole, and he's got a gain of about 5 to the 20-yard line. Churchwell makes the tackle. Gain of 5. It'll be fourth down and 14. And Brush will have to punt, and Rosenbrock is out there to punt, and that's good. Boy, when he went out limping, I said, I hope that's not an ankle. It was strictly, like I said, a very humid night. In fact, you and I are not sweating anymore. It's because it's cooled down.
Yeah. Luckily, we have a little breeze, too.
Wow, that helps, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was starting to drip, not buckets, but I felt the perspiration. Bo Beckman back to receive at his own 48-yard line. Rosenbrock standing at the 5, awaiting the snap. It's a perfect one. Pretty good rush. Gets it off the side of his foot. Bounces at the 40-yard line and goes out of bounds at the 43. And now one of his better punts, only a 23-yard punt. So Wray certainly has a chance here to get on the board.
Well, I'll tell you what, the best part about us getting all these young guys in the game is how many years have we gone into the playoffs, and we haven't won a title for a long time, since, 94, I think. But, how many times have we said how we wish we could platoon more kids and give kids breathers and go deeper? Yeah, this is where you build for that.
Yeah, there's no doubt you need rest. In a shotgun formation from the 42, that's Buck. He's going to hand it off to Beckman, running right to the 40-yard line, and he maintains those legs. They keep going inside the 40, close to the 36. Omar Fierro was in on the play. But that's a solid gain. We'll call it close to 6 yards for Beckman, second down and 4.
That takes him to 14 yards on 8 carries.
Under 10 minutes to go in the game. Second down and 4, just shy of 36, and there was movement by Wray on the right side. One of the linemen jumped. So that 2nd and 4 will become a 2nd down and 9. Again, follow us on Twitter. If you follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports, then turn on mobile notifications on that same account, KSIR Sports, you will receive scoring updates as they happen, as we've been doing this game and will do for all Brush Beat Digger live events. And you can do that, the same thing for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Twitter, follow us at B106. Audio highlights already of both of these games. Rolling to his right is Spencer. Still rolling. Backside pressure, and he's going to be hit. He fumbles the football, and the Beat Diggers look like they've got it at the 45-yard line. That was a shot that Spencer took, and it was recovered by Omar Fierro. And Brush has the football with 55 yards to pay dirt.
Boy, they just had so much it was all pressure from the backside. So our defensive end on this side, our tackle, everybody just kept chasing the play down, and our defensive end over there did a good job of making him hold up in his tracks, and as soon as he stopped, then our guys nailed him.
So 9:27 to go in the game. Beat Diggers still have a shot to get this to a running clock if they score a touchdown. We might have a third quarterback in there. 1st and 10 from the 45. There's a third quarterback, and that's going to be a bootleg, but nothing doing. Take it down right at the line of scrimmage. A hard hit as Ryan Hirschfeld, quarterback in there, but didn't have much. He loses half a yard. 2nd down and 10. Was not a varsity football player until this year. He's a great pitcher.
Yeah, I love to see. I'm glad he's out there. All this cross training is the best thing I really think you can do.
2nd down and 10 with 8:50 to go in the game. Hirschfeld will hand it off to Williams, left side across the 45, and he drives his way to about the 48. Held up over there by a couple of Eagles, including Jonas Cure. Gain of 3 for Williams, 3rd down and 7. With 8:25 to go.
Just saw Hunter Bostrom, number 30. He just hustled out there on the field.
Yeah, wearing the same uniform number as his brother who graduated last year, Brett Bostrom.
Third father, Mitch Bostrom, wore the same number.
3rd down and 7 from the 48-yard line. There is the pitch right. Let's see if Bostrom has some speed to the outside. He does to the 50, inside the 50 to the 45, down at the 44-yard line. That was a lot of speed. And a gain of 8 yards. The tackle was made along the sideline by Jonas Cure, but a good play call by the Beat Diggers, and the drive continues.
You bet. Oh, Hunter Bostrom does have the speed. Took that quick pitch out here as a 58, took it out here wide. And boy, he did a good job of continuing to drive his legs even though he was on his way down and falling forward.
1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at the Wray 44-yard line. The Beat Diggers hold a 35-0 lead over the Wray Eagles. 2 in the backfield. Hirschfeld hands it off to Williams, right side, and he spins his way towards the 40, trying to strip the football from him, but he's pretty strong. And it's a gain of 4 as Jonas Cure again in on the play. 2nd down and 6 for Brush.
So 22 yards now for Aaron.
You know you have depth when you can use 3 quarterbacks. I mean, that is... There's depth at other positions as well. 2nd down and 6 from the 40-yard line. Ryan Hirschfeld, the senior, has the snap. Will hand it off to Cole up the middle. Breaks a tackle. Swings it to the outside to the 35-yard line. No, he doesn't get there quite. Almost did, but he's got 3 yards to the 37. Greg Parris had made the tackle. Almost had the 35. They might give him the 36. They do. It's a gain of 4 for Conrad Cole.
Conrad's a good running back. He's the guy I remember at Sterling last year, one of the backup guys that got in the game and scored. I remember him running down the sideline, headed south down there in Sterling, right in front of our bench. Well, he just ran away from all those Tigers.
3rd down and 2 at the 36-yard line. Man in motion to the left. The Beat Diggers on the Wray side of the field. Handoff Williams left side. 1st down. Spins inside the 35 to about the 33. Simple play for the Beat Diggers and Aaron Williams. I'll give him close to 4 yards. And the Beat Diggers just methodically moving the ball down the field just shy of the 32-yard line with 6:10 to go. And a 5-touchdown advantage. Only time of possession are controlling in the second half. They had a 7-minute and 42-second drive. 1st and 10 just shy of the 32-yard line. Again, man in motion to the right. Handoff right up the gut. That's Williams, and that time he stood up after a gain of maybe 1. Now Wray was there, all types of Eagles to make the play. 2nd down and 9 for the Beat Diggers. And Dave and I will be Legion Field in Fort Morgan next Friday night. Beat Digger blast off at 6 o'clock, kickoff at 7 o'clock, and game replay to follow. Beat Diggers and Mustangs. 2nd down and 9 with a football at the Wray 31-yard line. This is the only quarter the Beat Diggers have not scored. Hirschfeld turns, pitches right. Bostrom swings it to the outside. Make it Cole along the right sideline to the 25, and he's knocked out of bounds. Looks like inside the 20, maybe to the 18. Very nice pitch play. It's a gain of 13 for Conrad Cole, but it's coming back. That'll be a hold against Brush. Well, Dave, at least they've minimized the penalties in the second half, because that was an issue in the first half.
Yes, it was. You know, some of those linemen out there right now, Cookie Barraza's out there, Tristan Volk, Randy Woodward, Tristan Teeter still out there playing center. I guess they're going to keep that center position consistent tonight so they can make sure they can hold it together.
Well, it'll be 2nd down and 18 from the 40-yard line.
It's a big difference between this line and our starting line. Well,
yeah.
It's just the size. This really makes you realize how big our line is.
On 2nd down, Hirschfeld with a bootleg left. He's got some running room to the outside of the 35, along the sideline to the 30. He's still going to the 20, to the 10. Hirschfeld might go all the way. He does! Ryan Hirschfeld, 40 yards. Brush, 41. Wray, nothing.
Wow. I'll tell you what, some great blocking. Hirschfeld did a good job putting the ball on his hip. Nobody knew that he had it. Good for him.
The clock is not running, but it should be running. Yep. They're asking for the running of the clock, and there you go. Javier Munoz will attempt the extra point. Dave, we're just going to keep it right here because this game will be over in about 3 or 4 plays because you're attempting the extra point now. Under a running clock when you're up by at least 40, and Javier Munoz boots that extra point right between the uprights. Under a running clock, which now says 4:15, the Beat Diggers have a 42-0 lead. That was an 8-play, 55-yard drive in 4 minutes and 43 seconds. Well, let's see how much more football we have left in terms of plays. Dave, I got to tell you, Ryan Hirschfeld showed some big hops there. He just took off.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's quick, isn't he?
Yeah, once he got his motor to the outside, he was not stopping there. And he took off and made it look easy, in fact. Now we're still awaiting the kickoff. But Munoz tonight has been outstanding with a kicking game. Yeah, I'm telling you, he looks every bit so far as good as what Jesus Cardenas has done. We'll have the kickoff here momentarily from Fierro. He's still waiting for the ball. But the Beat Diggers now with a 42-0 lead. Now the clock's all the way down to 2:50. Ready to boot the football is Fierro. It's a low line drive, fielded by Beckman at the 25. He's done that all night across the 35 to the 40, and he's down at the 41. Diego Lopez, a sophomore, made the tackle.
Well, Diego's got some good wheels.
Yeah, he does. Excellent wheels.
So I'm seeing Shaver out there. Aaron Williams is out there.
And the ball will be spotted at the 42-yard line. Maybe 3 plays at the most left in this game. Wray can still stop it if they call a timeout. That's the only way you stop the clock, or unless there's an injury. Shotgun formation. Spencer rolls to his right, sets, heaves it over the middle, incomplete. It's tipped away very nicely by Diego Lopez.
See Cameron Alexander's out there playing a corner over here on this side. Boy, he's a consistent player for Brush. He's a hard worker.
2nd down and 10 for the Eagles.
B.J. Hirschfield's out there. See Omar Fierro's playing up there on that line. Cookie Barraza's still out there.
Yeah, I think we got a couple of plays left in this game. One and another one. Shotgun formation for Spencer. Hands it off on the right side to Beckman. He's got a couple of yards to the 44. It's a gain of 2. Tackle was made by Omar Fierro. 3rd down and 8 to go for the Eagles. And the clock reads 1 minute to go.
And that secondary, Diego, like he said, is playing a corner over there. It's like Conrad Cole's picking up an outside linebacker position, or actually corner position.
Spencer to his right, throws. Pass might have been caught underneath at the 50. Yep, and it was. And the pass was caught by Hunter Layton. Gain of 6. Short of a 1st down at the 50. And this will definitely be the last play of the game, because we're down to 25 seconds to go. They're up to the line of scrimmage. Again, they would have to call a timeout. See if Wray goes for the home run. And there's the direct snap right up the middle. Bo Beckman goes from the 50 to the 45. And that's going to do it. The Brush Beet Diggers have won their regular season opener. They rout the Wray Eagles at Beet Digger Stadium 42-0. Right here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Welcome to the Beet Digger Post-Game Show, brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can trust to do a good job is the toughest part nowadays, but when you hire Buildings by Design, you can trust you'll get the building you want, when you want it, and at the quality you deserve. Start your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. The Beet Diggers win the game tonight over the Wray Eagles 42-0. And the opener for both teams, John Beltran and Dave Urich, back at Beet Digger Stadium. Brush, after a turnover in the first quarter by Austin Clapper, Jose Rodriguez recovered the fumble at the 30-yard line. 4 plays, a minute, 7 seconds later. Mikey Gutierrez with a 1-yard run. The extra point by Javier Munoz was good. It was 7-0. On the next drive, 3 plays, 78 yards, 45 seconds. Kyle Rosenbrock with a 65-yard gallop. It was 14-0. We go to the second quarter, where the Beet Diggers started at the Wray 47, and 6 plays later, Randy Baker scores from 25 yards out in 2 minutes and 47 seconds. It was 21-0. Just before the break, 2 plays, 92 yards, a 40-yard pass to Randy Baker, 52-yard run by Mikey Gutierrez. Extra point was good. It was 28-0. And then the Beet Diggers would tack on a touchdown in each of the final 2 quarters as they went on a 99-yard drive at one point to make it 35-0. That was a 15-play, 7-minute, 42-second drive. Aaron Williams scored from 4 yards out. And then you had Ryan Hirschfeld with a 40-yard run to cap out the scoring. That was an 8-play, 55-yard drive in 4 minutes and 43 seconds. And the Beet Diggers win the game 42-0. And Dave, obviously the ground game was huge for Brush and not anything really for the Wray Eagles.
Well, I'll tell you, we'll talk about Wray first because it's going to be the quickest talk. Total the whole game, 56 yards on the ground. 37 of those were in the first half. So only 19 yards in the second half. The Diggers shut them down just by holding on to the ball and not giving Wray the opportunities. But so Wray ended up with 66 yards total offense. Like I said, 56 on the ground, 10 in the air. They completed 3 for. They went 3 for 9. Their biggest offensive man was Ellis, had 26 yards, and then right behind him was Beckman with 21 yards. So yeah, I'll tell you what, The Eagles just got shut down. That's all there is. That's all there is to it. They just don't have a lot of positive offensive comments to make about them. On the other hand, Brush, they came out in the first half with about 253 yards on the ground. They ended up with 396 yards on the ground. Rosenbrock also went 4 for 9 with 98 yards in the air. He hit Jake Brown for 19 yards. Nico Guzman had that 14-yard pass. Alec Peterson had one for 25. Randy Baker completed a pass for 40 yards. Like I said, Rosenbrock threw that one interception, going 4 for 9. He also had 104 yards on the ground. As far as the other Beat Diggers rushing the football, Alec Peterson picked up 1 yard on 1 carry. Mikey Gutierrez had 70 yards on 7 carries. Eddie Rivas had 3 carries for 14 yards. Randy Baker led the backs with 15 carries for 112 yards. Aaron Williams had 7 carries for 29 yards. Conrad Cole had 3 carries for 9 yards. And then Bostrom had 1 carry for 8 yards. So we also were able to get a couple of other quarterbacks in the game. Maltos had a couple of carries for 9 yards. And then Ryan Hirschfeld also had 2 carries for 40 yards and a touchdown. So a lot of people contributing to this offense, and 494 total yards offense. That's a lot to talk about.
Well, nobody sat down tonight as the Beat Diggers won the game 42-0. And thanks to all listening on KSIR and KSIR.com and checking in with us on Twitter. James Ginther listening from Texas tonight. So, Big James, glad to have you on board listening to the Beat Diggers. Of course, he graduated from Brush High School, I believe, in 04. I believe a year after his brother, Joe, who graduated in 03. They just had their 10-year reunion early last month. Momentarily, we'll be joined by the head coach of the Beat Diggers, Randy Dreitz, after his team put together a dominating performance in defeating the Wray Eagles. 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth. And, of course, you can follow us on Twitter, as I mentioned, at KSIR Sports. And we've already got audio highlights of this game. Again, go to KSIR Sports on Twitter, see our audio highlights, and we'll have video highlights coming up on our KSIR B106 channel on YouTube. So plenty of technology that we access for our Brush Beat Digger Sports all season long. And Coach is about to make his way up, and if we can get him on time, if he's still headed up this way, we'll get into have a brief conversation about this performance tonight as the Beat Diggers won their opening game. And it was really obviously not in doubt. I mean, they just came out strong. The offense functioned very well, although they did commit a bevy of mistakes in the opening half. And there were concerns about the defense, and yet the defense came in and, they shut down this team. As Dave mentioned, they were held to a limited amount of yardage on the ground, and really this Wray team could do nothing through the air. I mean, it was really the ground game they were going to rely on, but you can't set up the passing game without the ground game, Dave.
Right, and that single wing, you really need to be able to run that football and make people nervous about you pounding it down their throat. But, after that first carry they had for 8 yards, they really weren't able to scare us at all. We were able to do a good job of reading our keys and make the tackles. I thought the Diggers did a great job tackling tonight. I know a lot of games in the past we've talked about how they were tackling too high and jumping on people's backs, but I'll tell you what, today they were down low and making the tackles on the first hit.
Yeah, very few missed tackles, and that's one of the reasons the Beat Diggers were able to register the shutout tonight as we bring in the head coach of the Beat Diggers, Randy Dreitz. And, Coach, were you surprised that at the end your defense, where you had some concerns going into the game, was able to pick up a shutout against a Wray team that maybe they're down a little bit this year, but you made them seem like a team that obviously didn't deserve to be on the same field as Brush tonight?
Well, I was a little worried coming into this game. They're a team that runs a different type of offense that's really hard to prepare for. And I thought our defense did a great job tonight. It's like I told them at halftime, we're up now and we're doing a good job, but I don't think we're playing to our potential because we made a lot of mistakes tonight. That, it's that first game thing, and there's a lot of things we can learn from and get better at, and it's going to be great to watch this film and see where we're at. And we're playing a team that, with their type of offense, it's very, like I said, very difficult to prepare for. But this weather being so hot, we have a lot of guys playing both sides of football, that kills you. And so we got to get in better shape, and hopefully it cools down.
Well, no doubt about it, but you're up 28-0 at halftime with the offense running pretty efficiently. I'm sure you were thinking, wow, I mean, if we cut down on a bevy of mistakes, there were lots of flags thrown in the first half, and there were 3 balls that ended up on the ground. Brush recovered all 3. Your offense could have been that much better, which tells you about the potential of the guys you've got on that offensive side.
Exactly. We have the potential to be very explosive, I think, and be a very good football team. But we got to eliminate the mistakes and the penalties. Some of them were, we'll look at it in film. Some of them were aggressive penalties, and some of them were silly, dumb penalties. So we got to eliminate those as much as possible and do a better job defensively with assignment football, and then offensively, we're always looking for areas where we can improve, and I don't mean to be cynical or anything, but I just know the potential of this team, and we want to get there.
But as a head coach, don't you grade a little bit on a curve in the first game? In other words, if they were making these mistakes in game 5 or 6, you would tolerate that a lot less as opposed to game 1?
Oh, most definitely. Game 1, historically, you see it even on TV. Game 1, there's more flags to that game than probably any other game, and Game 1, you have a lot of issues with assignments and that type of thing. And, we've had 3 weeks of practice. You think you cover everything, but sometimes you got to go back to the drawing board and cover things a little thoroughly and still working on that blocking and tackling, the basics of the game.
All right, let's talk about special teams, which was a concern last year. This year, at least so far, I mean, Bo Beckman had a few 10, 15-yard returns, but how would you grade that area? There was not a huge play that Wray made, and you had several kickoffs that your team had to obviously go through here in this game, scoring 6 touchdowns.
Well, that's the thing. I thought we've worked a lot on it in the years past, but we've really stressed our kickoff team because we've had some kicks ran back on us, and we talked about it a bunch. We've practiced it a bunch, and I think we come up with a little bit different scheme on our kickoff that hopefully will help. But the bottom line is doing your job and hustling down there, breaking down, and reacting to the ball carrier. And I hope that we still have some work to do. Cardenas is gone this year. He been a great kicker for us, and we need to work a little bit more in that area of placing the ball in different spots where we want it, and we need to get better at that. So, the whole game, special teams, everywhere you look, there's room for improvement, but definitely you got to be happy with the performance and coming out and winning the game against Wray, who's historically very tough.
You might expect game 1, too. I know you win 42-0, but maybe a mixed extra point or a low snap on a PAT, but it looked like smooth sailing. 6 extra points, and Javier Munoz nailed them all. And again, I know it's only a PAT, but you can go back year after year, not only with Brush, but several teams, especially when they switch kickers and holders, where that could be an issue. It looked like that area flourished tonight.
Well, this year we have Ryan Hirschfeld. He came out this year as a senior, hasn't been out for a few years. And he's taken over that holding position, and you think, well, that isn't much, but that's a huge. There were some snaps that were kind of low, and you got to be pleased with that. And guys just coming out and doing what they can do to help the team, and I'm tremendously pleased with that.
All right, Coach, I'm sure you can celebrate this victory, but you're already looking ahead to next week because it seems that you look at the first 4 games of the season based on what we see on paper, the opponent might get tougher each and every week. You never know. But obviously Fort Morgan's going to be an upgrade here coming up in week 2.
Oh, most definitely. We watched them scrimmage, and they're tough. They're going to be tough, and we're going to have to play a lot better than we played this game. I can tell you that right now. And they're going to be ready for us. We're going to their place. We've been fortunate to get them the last, I think, 3 years, but we definitely have to be ready for them, and they'll be a definitely tough opponent. And then Eaton, we went and watched them play 0 week. They're going to have a whole week off before they play us. They don't even have a game, and they're going to be ready. And when we watched them play, they didn't have anybody playing both sides of the football. They 2-platooned, and I from what I hear tonight, Roosevelt took it to them, but Roosevelt is notoriously always in the playoffs, and they're in the playoffs in 3A, and they're a real good football team. We'll see what happened in that game, but we're going to have to be ready for them, and again, Platte Valley, they're a runner-up, and they beat the state champions from last year, it sounds like, tonight. And they're a tremendous football team, and they have most of their players coming back from last year. So it doesn't get easier, that's for sure. Our first 4 games, it's just progressively harder and harder, I think.
Well, Randy, congratulations. Big victory tonight.
Thank you very much.
That's Brushhead football coach Randy Dries as the Bead Diggers pick up an impressive 42-0 victory over the Wray Eagles. The sound engineer and producer Brush Bead Digger football. We had Alan Lance, who's always also the replay engineer, and Christy Creighton helping out, as well as our coordinating producer for high school football on Friday nights, and that is Brandy Ingersoll, a big team back at the studios in our Northeast Colorado Broadcasting family doing an excellent job. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports, and you click on mobile notifications. You'll receive scoring updates as they happen all season long. You can log on to KSIR B106 and our channel on YouTube for video highlights. That'll come to you tomorrow. For Dave Urig, I'm John Beltran. The final score once again tonight from Bead Digger Stadium. Brush 42, Wray nothing, right here on 1010 KSIR and on the World Wide Web at KSIR.com.